What if I told you the strongest move after she leaves is nothing? No calls, no chasing, no explanations, just silence. Could you believe that silence weighs heavier than 1,000 desperate words? This isn't a game. It's about taking your power back. The power rooted in calm discipline, in stoic control. A power so steady, it unsettles her. This is the story of a man who gave his best, his time, his care, his soul, to a woman who didn't value it. She walked away. He broke, but instead of crawling back, he stayed still. In that stillness, he built a fortress, not for revenge, but for rebirth. Because women feel energy deeply, and when your validation goes missing, the shift begins. She starts to wonder not just about you, but about herself. Why your absence feels louder than your presence ever did. That's what this video is about, what she secretly feels when you don't chase. The psychology behind it, and how silence makes you untouchable. If you're done giving power to someone who never earned it, this is your path. We don't beg, we rebuild. And the first step is silence. Comment below. My silence speaks. 1. The echo of silence. When you go quiet, you step into rare ground. Most men panic when she pulls away. They text more, they pour out paragraphs, they plead. That noise proves she still owns their emotions, but silence is different. It lands like thunder in her mind. At first, she acts unbothered, but inside questions rise. Did he give up? Is he seeing someone? Has he moved on? Curiosity grows, and with it regret. She starts checking your social media, looking for signs, wondering why you didn't act like the others. You became a mystery, and mystery is power. Silence isn't weakness, it's command. It says, I don't need to explain my worth. It shows control, and that reversal shakes her, because when she's no longer the center of your emotional world, she doesn't feel proud. She feels lost. 2. The pattern. She never expected. She thought she knew how it would go. She pulls away, you chase. She goes cold. You explain. That's how most men react, but you didn't. You didn't argue or beg. You simply stepped back and disappeared. That breaks her script. It creates a pattern. Interrupt. Now her mind runs in circles. Why didn't he chase? Was I not worth it? Did I misread him? You're not manipulating. You're not cold. You're just calm enough to master yourself. And that unsettles her because she can't trigger you anymore. Real attraction lives in contrast. When you stop seeking her approval, she starts seeking yours. Your silence leaves no closure, and no closure creates obsession. 3. Rejection is redirection. When she leaves, it cuts deep. You question yourself, your value, your choices. But Stoicism teaches the event itself is never as strong as your response. Rejection isn't the end. It's a push, not away from love, but toward yourself. You thought you were abandoned, but you were freed. Freed to rebuild without distraction. Freed to face your own reflection. The pain becomes your forge. The heartbreak becomes the training ground. Rejection pulls the mask off reality. You now see who values you and who doesn't. That clarity is priceless. You stop chasing her, and you start chasing yourself. She thinks she rejected you, but she only unlocked the man who no longer needs her. 4th. The weight of regret. At first, she feels free. She thinks she made the right choice, but silence without closure breeds regret. Your name becomes a question mark. She replays old memories she once dismissed. The silence starts to sting. Her ego starves because you stopped feeding it. She expected anger or a plea for another chance. Instead, she got calm. Indifference. That's rare and unforgettable, because strength doesn't shout. It simply exists. Her regret grows as time strips away her distractions. She remembers how you made her feel and realizes she threw it away. That weight isn't yours to carry. It's hers. 5. The shift in power. Power doesn't beg. It doesn't argue. It simply is. In the beginning, she had it all. Your energy, your attention, your focus. But when you stopped chasing the system, collapsed. Now you invest in yourself, your health, your mission. And whether she says it or not, she notices. Detachment is power. When you want nothing, you can't be controlled. When you no longer seek her validation, she starts seeking yours. Not because of games, but because you became rare, calm, and untouchable. 6. She still watches. She may not call, she may not text, but don't believe she's gone. She's watching quietly, through mutual friends, through hidden accounts, through silence itself. Curiosity grew into concern, and now into quiet obsession. Because you didn't collapse, you grew. Your glow, your calm, your progress, it burns her more than anger ever could. She wonders, did I lose the man who would have changed everything for me? And every time she sees your growth, the silence screams louder. You outgrew her. She's just a chapter now. Let her watch. You're not performing. You're just living. 7. Scar tissue is armor. Heartbreak leaves marks, but those marks don't weaken you. They sharpen you. Every scar is proof of healing. If you face the pain without running, it becomes armor. You grow harder to shake, harder to manipulate, harder to break. She thought leaving would destroy you, but it only forced you to evolve. The man who was broken is gone. Now stands someone calmer, sharper, stronger. Pain became your teacher. You don't wear bitterness, you wear resilience. 8. When detachment becomes desire. She expected drama. She got calm. She expected emotion. She got detachment. Not numbness, but control. You leaned into your mission, your growth, your discipline. And that grounded energy is rare. It's magnetic. She starts caring again without knowing why. Wondering why your absence hurts more than your affection. Desire is born in space, not in suffocation. You became whole on your own, and that wholeness now pulls her back in. 9. Reinvention is the real revenge. Revenge doesn't need noise. It doesn't need her attention. It's quiet evolution. At first you rebuilt to survive, but soon it became purpose. Not about her, not about proving anything, but about becoming the man you were always meant to be. Now you don't need validation. You are the validation. This version of you is rooted in truth, not reaction. And she realizes too late, she never knew this man. 10. You were the storm. She thought you were safe, predictable, always there. But heartbreak changed you. You rebuilt not softer, but sharper. You stopped being her backup plan. You stopped translating her mixed signals. You stopped being her shelter. You became the storm. Now your presence commands respect, not through noise, but through calm force. You're not the man she left. You're the man she can't reach anymore. And that is the full circle. Not from hate, not from bitterness, but from value. You were never the fallback. You just forgot your worth for a while. Now you remember, silence was the turning point. Not weakness, but evolution. If this message spoke to you, hit like, subscribe. And comment below, I don't chase, I rise. Stoic blessing, stay calm, stay sharp, stay untouchable,